Staying connected with the community. This is the Health Beat of Athens. Here's Alichia Cruz.
It's a Wellness Wednesday, and I have the honor of being a champion of hope for the Cancer Foundation serving Northeast Georgia. And now I have the pleasure of talking to a cancer survivor. He's a podcaster and so much more. I'm talking to Cameron Jay Harrelson with the Cancer Foundation serving Northeast Georgia. Hey, Cam, how you doing?
I'm good. Hope you're feeling better.
I'm doing much better. I can breathe through both of my nostrils now, so that's good. I think it's just some seriously bad allergies that just wanted to take over my face.
So the last 2 weeks, I had runny eyes, cough that I couldn't get rid of. So I'm right there with you. I think it's overwhelmingly bad allergies.
So Cam, can you tell us a little bit about the Cancer Foundation and what you're doing over there?
Yes, so we are the Cancer Foundation of Northeast Georgia. We serve 25 counties in the Northeast Georgia area. Our mission is really quite simple. It is to alleviate the financial burden of cancer. If someone doesn't have a roof over their head, how can they focus on getting better? If someone doesn't have their power or their water on, or they don't have gas to put in their vehicles, or they can't put food on the table, how can they get well? And I'm honored to be the relationship manager. So I get to be out in the community, meeting with folks like your listeners and people sharing who we are, what we do, and why we do it. And I should add that I have the blessing of wearing the hat of cancer survivor myself. I had my own journey in 2023 that really led me to this role with the Cancer Foundation.
Could you share a little bit about your cancer journey?
Yes, absolutely. So at the end of 2022, I woke up one morning and every lymph node in my neck was swollen. And the blessing in that is I grew up with a mom who was a nurse. And I remember distinctly at some point in my childhood or teen years, my mom telling me, if your lymph nodes are ever swollen and they don't hurt, go to the doctor immediately.
Ooh, that's good to know.
And so I went to the doctor immediately, and it took, Alichia, as you know, with our healthcare system,
don't get me started.
It took me about 6 months to figure out what was going on after a long litany of antibiotics, steroids, and finally I walked into an ENT in February of 2023, so about 4 or 5 months after the symptoms started, and he took one look at me and touched my neck once, and the biopsy happened from there. Within 2 weeks I was diagnosed, and within 2 more weeks I was in treatment, and so I went through 8 different rounds of chemotherapy every other week, and then ended with 30 rounds of daily radiation. And, I learned a lot through that. The first thing that I learned is how blessed we are to live in this community, because I never needed or wanted for anything. I had friends, family, colleagues, and supporters that rallied behind me to make sure that I had what I needed to get through, not the entire journey, but just through that day, right?
Right.
And so really what I've learned at the Cancer Foundation is that there are so many out there that aren't as lucky as I am and aren't as lucky as, some of the folks that I know facing this diagnosis. And that's what really spoke to me about joining the team here, was being able to support people that were facing the same diagnosis or challenge that I was facing, but also supporting those who maybe don't have the resources, support networks, and opportunities to get help like I had.
Do you guys just send them the money for Uber and Lyft? How does that work? You just kind of transfer the funds, or do you set up different things?
Everyone that comes to us comes through their cancer treatment center through a referral process. So the need is identified, the application's filled out, comes over to us. We process those requests within 24 to 48 hours. For things like gas cards, we give those directly to the patient. If someone needs us to pay their bill, we're calling up Georgia Power, Jackson EMC, Walt EMC, and paying that bill. If it's the water bill, we're paying Water Business Office. So we're making sure that those bills get paid in a very timely way. And this year, Alichia, one thing we expanded to include now is we provide nutritional support as well for cancer patients. And so through our nutritional assistance program, in addition to the financial assistance, we're able to provide cancer patients in active treatment with bags and boxes of food on a weekly or bi-weekly basis that makes about 20 meals. We try to make sure that those meals are packed with protein and the necessities that are needed when someone's trying to get well. So in addition to that that recurring pantry that is in our office ready to serve. We also partner with the food bank on a quarterly basis and do mobile pantries for our community and neighbors, but also really market those at our cancer treatment centers to make sure that cancer patients are being connected to that as well. And the big difference there is just that in those mobile pantries, we're actually able to not just provide shelf-stable food, but fresh food for cancer patients.
Yes, and it's also a very important part of healing. And I meant to ask you this earlier when you were talking about your own healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do any dietary changes or anything that you really focused on that you think may have helped in addition to the medical interventions?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. There were a lot of smoothies and a lot of protein. And so I just made sure that I was filling my body with as much protein as possible. And I can say that during that 9 to 10 month treatment journey, I never lost a pound. I actually put on a few, which could be a few things, including the medications. And, every person's different. Every journey is different. And certainly every dietary need is different.
Right.
And so actually what we'll do is when our patients are coming, on that weekly or biweekly basis, we'll have a chat with them. What are you able to eat? What are you not able to eat? And most importantly, we want to provide people some comfort. What do you like and what do you not like? There is a taste that accompanies treatment when you're going through chemo. So we actually make sure that we put mint and gum and things like that in these patient
And you get
bags.
the canker sores also.
Ensure the protein mix drinks. The little things like that might not seem like a big deal, but when you're going through chemo and don't want to taste something nasty, popping a mint in the mouth, we can give somebody, a bag of mint to make sure, or a popsicle. Exactly.
Yeah. So did you do protein drinks like Ensure as your protein?
Yes.
That is so great. I was so happy to hear your cancer-free news. You are truly a blessing. We got to briefly work together. And now we get to work together again, raising money. So you want to talk a little bit about Sip and Shuck?
Yes. So Sip and Shuck is coming up on September 19th. It is our largest signature annual fundraising event of the year. It's going to be held at 255 Millage, and it is an evening of light bites, libations, one of my favorite things, as well as food, live music, silent auction, opportunities for people to not only hear more about us, but to really invest in our mission where we're really getting those dollars to local cancer patients. And what we decided to do this year was, it's one thing for me to get out in the community and talk about who we are, but it's another thing for people who have been directly affected by cancer to help us do that in their own circles, spheres of influence, and maybe their listening audience, which is why, Alichia, we were so honored to welcome you as one of our champions of hope, which are 5 individuals in the area who have been touched by cancer. I know your mother, your cousin, so many people that we love have been touched by this.
I feel so blessed to be a part of this and to have the opportunity to be a champion of hope. Sip and Shuck, it happens on September 19th. If you want to be a part of the signature event, you can get the information on that too, right?
Yep. So we have tickets on sale now, and they are early bird tickets. So we've actually kept them at the same price they were last year up through August 31st. So people can get those at the same link, cancerfoundationofnega.org/event.
Yeah, we're going to have a good old time partying too, and lots of fun people that are going to be a part of this. Shout out to Lamar Handy from the Lamar Handy Foundation. He's a champion of hope. Katie Morris from Golden Pantry. Jared Martin, a realtor with the Jared Martin Group. And Caitlin Yalamanchili, Assistant District Attorney in the Piedmont Judicial Circuit. So lots of fun and very interesting people that are going to be champions of hope this year.
That's right. That's right. And we're so grateful for all of them. And just a reminder, you might not be participating in this campaign. Everybody has the chance to be a champion of hope by contributing to our cause. You could be a donor, yes, with a financial contribution. You can be a doer, be a volunteer. But most importantly, you can be a door opener opener because you can introduce us to your circle, your sphere of influence, your friends, so that everybody knows that the Cancer Foundation serving Northeast Georgia is here, ready, willing, and able to serve those in need.
Yes, and I put the links on my social media at A Cruise Live and on our social media at 95.9 The Beat of Athens. Cameron Jay Harrelson, relationship manager with the Cancer Foundation serving Northeast Georgia. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'm looking forward to doing some sipping and shucking September 19th. We're going to have a good time.
Hey, thanks. Let's do the most good, and let's do it together.
Yes.
Remember, you can catch up on this and every episode anytime. Visit our Facebook page and search for The Health Beat of Athens. Connecting with the community. 95.9 The Beat of Athens.